team ban. Dire team ban. Pick. Dire team pick. Reserve time. Radiant team. Dire team ban. Reserve time. Radiant team. Dire team ban. Radiant dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Reserve. Dire team pick. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Radiant team pick. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Reserve time.
For Void, they've got so much for this Void edge.
Which is where it's nice that he's a safe laner, I guess. We'll have that extra farm,
Yeah.
most likely off to a hotter start, so. Perhaps that will be enough to see him through as we get underway. Big opportunity here for these teams. You win the series, you just kind of take down Empire as the final boss in the CIS region.
Yeah. How's your day been so far, though, David? You been here for a while?
Not too long. I was, kind of chilling at home, watching
Are you
Gotham.
ready?
All right.
And the qualifiers, it's like I feel like every time by the end of the day I'm like so overloaded on Dota. It's been like 10 hours. Go home. It's like, oh, but there's an NA game starting now.
That's what I got stuck with.
Too.
Yeah.
But then watch NA for a while, and it's like, all right, I am like completely Dota'd out right now, and I just need to be brainless and go to bed.
Yeah,
So-
no, I feel you. That was me last night. I'm just sitting there like, hey, I should probably sleep and get my 4 hours or my 4.5 hours, and then I end up watching 2 more games of Dota, and then
all the
sleep in 3
regions
hours.
blur together, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden you're like, wait, was that in CIS or was that in C? Or, oh, well, what's happening in China right now? Because I haven't really followed that qualifier at all. Oh yeah, there's a South American qualifier. I haven't even thought about it up until this point. But one of
Yeah.
those teams will be at TI, so yeah, it's insane to keep track of it all
30
now.
seconds to
Even
battle.
more so than before with the 6 regions instead of 4. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
I do miss the old qualifiers a bit, like where it was 16 days. Each region had its own 4-day block, so you could like follow each region one at a time. I mean, obviously time zones make it tough for some people, their jobs or real life, but for us as casters, maybe a little tired, but we're able to watch everything. That is definitely no longer the case.
The battle
Yeah, makes it actually impossible.
is a great
You get to see most of the highlights, but yeah, it definitely makes me sad. So
That's
let's
what
take a look.
replays are for, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough though, right? Going back and watching replays, especially if people like talk about a game. It's like, dude, did you check out this one? And you go back and watch it, and it kills it.
You already know what happened.
Yeah. So we have Lina versus Razor. Lina wins this matchup pretty handedly, especially because Razor started with boots, so he's gonna be trying to like walk up and get things up. But Lina has not only a range advantage, but also base damage, which is much higher, and the shadow too. So this should be a pretty good lane for G here to start out.
Yeah, the other lanes will have an off-lane Nyx for Afterlife. Should be able to get his experience here, but obviously the Void can bully him with the help of Jakiro, and then off-lane Sand King against a Venomancer. That is not a very fun lane.
Yeah, so for me it looks like Vega right now is winning across the board in the lanes, just because I think all 3 lanes actually go pretty well for them. Nyx doesn't really get zoned out by Jakiro and Void. Afterlife also, if you take a look at him, you see what he just did there, walking up and blocking the pull again. He initially had warded to block it, and he found a D-ward too, so he killed Spirit's lane ward, and he's disrupting them from actually stacking and getting that extra surge of experience and pull back.
Dire's middle tower
But yeah,
is under attack.
he's going to be doing just fine. Top, mid lane as well, they're going to be doing great, and bottom, Concaveno should do quite well versus Sanking zoning him out. He actually has forced his skill set to just try to survive.
Yeah, this is only early against the Veno. Once he starts getting multiple points and wards, like you can't caustic those down and suffer. But hold that thought, as we are going to see a lift out here. Now they're trying to chase Silent in. The damage from G and using it against Silent. Iceberg plus 50. Not able to get a kill out of that, but decent timing there on the lift. So Team.Spirit try to salvage this mid lane.
That is the one thing. They do need to watch their positioning for Vega because their heroes are quite slow. They can get punished heavily by this double boot combo in the mid lane. Even though Silent has boots, it's a shadow shot. He's got 330 movement speed.
We're curious to see if this Kunkka goes on a roam at some point.
Claim those bounty runes.
Gonna make that long journey to the northern bounty rune. And they have just parked the Jakiro looking for some pulls. Bank score though, this camp is blocked. So yeah, with the body blocking the other camp, there was really no pull opportunities for this twin head.
Afterlife's got the dream right now in his offlane. Great farming under his tower, getting great levels.
Even just carapacing the Jakiro liquid fire.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
He's feeling good up there.
Oh, they're keeping silent. Lena is getting a lot of help.
Yeah, since FNG is just staying there, they're just mirror matching the dual lane.
Seems pretty even, actually. Iceberg's 10 and 7, Lena 12 and 2.
Yeah.
So, Razor doing quite well.
It's definitely a good choice to have to do that. They force G to like level stun and all that instead of having like this, you know, 2 in Dragon Slave, 1 in Fiery Soul, where he's able to just nuke and.
Of course, this could all change quickly if Makoga comes in, or maybe if they just get the chain stun, but well, he's not able to find the Light Strike array opening in time, unfortunately. So.
That was very close to Iceberg being able to die there. If they had actually gotten the stun off, but you know, it's hard versus Rubik. You know, he'd mess up the chain sequence.
Yeah, like you said, he's a good combo breaker.
Yeah.
So this is going to force both supports to make a little journey back to the base.
This is actually like exact mirror right now. They're both running at the exact same time too. I gotta get back so I can TP mid again.
Raindrops will be a nice choice here up against all that nuke damage.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the roams. Just to Slayer with the dust already.
He's actually making his movement toward bottom. Smoke up onto FNG. He wants to try to catch this Venomancer maybe out of position. But Phobos is not really the healthiest. I guess maybe it's just a warding expedition.
Yeah, we'll see. Perhaps worried about that Kunkka making the rotation.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Just FNG takes the regen rune, and Vega's gonna know one of the runes was taken now. So they just checked both top and bottom rune was not there after they checked off.
FNG trying to creep in on G.
Spotted.
Smoke revealed. That is Silent who gets the initiation here off on Iceberg, but the insta-lift by FNG puts an end to these ambitions. And now, FNG turning against Silent. Iceberg with the level 2 link getting to work, but G already striking first. He gets the kill. Iceberg looking to make it a twofer. He's got a lot of stolen damage, not quite enough for the lead to take down, unfortunately. So it ends up being a 1-for-1, but the first blood will go the way of Vega.
Definitely Lena to get that one already. Battle the supports in the mid lane. It's pretty cool.
As the permanent 2v2.
Look at the wards as well. It's just they're so focused on their mid laners. As they should be, you know, with the new patch, relatively new patch, how important mid lane is.
Yeah, the extra
really
creeps, you know, you can get away with dual laning a lot more easily now. You're not so starved.
Yeah, this next assassin though, almost level 5. He's got level 5 already. He's almost got his arcane boots. He's about 250 gold away from that, while Sanking absolutely struggling as expected. 7 CS.
Dire's bottom tower hoops.
And now it's time to pressure. Venomancer, level 5, he's got 2 in wards. He's gonna start wailing on this tower. And that's pretty significant because, you know, they have Jakiro on the safe lane, but Jakiro can't walk up to get to that tower. Ideally, Spirit wants to be already liquid firing it, but yeah, they're versus Nyx Assassin who's just chilling there.
Good luck with that.
Oh no, Silent!
They'll get caught out here though, walks right into the Burrow Strike, and now they get the lift. They chuck him back. Silent, desperate shackles, but he is going down. And Phobos, nice little donation to the coffers of the Scorpion.
Yeah, and they know that ward's there from that movement, so...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Extra juicy donation. Indeed, another 100 gold for them.
Pretty curious to see Silent do that move by himself. You'd imagine like you'd see the Kunkka as well walk up there if they want to try to place that ward. Because, you know, they're pushing the tower, they want to have vision behind, but walking up alone like that, when you don't really see much on the map, very risky by Silent.
At the very least, you probably could have had the Veno drop a, you know, Plague Ward, kind of do a preliminary scout.
Yeah, something
in the
like
trees.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Beast disgusting in this lane.
Yeah. So this tower is going to drop any moment now for Venomancer. And then he's going to be able to do that movement that we've been seeing so much on these lovely safe lane Venomancers.
Go top,
take the tower.
Be equally disgusting over there.
Yep. Mid lane, Phobos making his first rotation as the Sanking. He might actually be caught by this. He will get stunned up.
TP though, and Shaman's coming as well. It's going to be a quick 3-man rotation. But Orin, unfortunately, not going to connect, and they get that early G kill. Iceberg, lots of plus damage to work with. Silent runs by, and he might just be running back to the well at this rate the hard way. Razor going to taser him down too, so I mentioned the Razor might struggle against Felina, but now up 8 CS, has multiple kills to his name. Giannis dominating, honestly.
Yeah, having this dual lane start out is really working well for them. And, you know, that's the one problem with having, like, Kunkka Rasta as your support. These two guys are quite weak until they get their level 6s online.
Very, very passive for the most part, too.
I mean, if they would be both rotating at the same time, it makes a little bit of a difference, because you can actually set up your spells a lot better and all that, but they're, like, exclusively playing, like, two separate lanes. That was the first rotation we see from Seoma, or from Slayer, and yeah, just not great spell combination coming out from the two of them.
So the tower did drop, teleport scroll up on the real you.
Yeah, FNG actually gets the deny, too. Nice. Afterlife got spotted actually by the sentry that was placed in the mid lane, so Icebergs should be just fine, and they do see the Nyx rotation.
Yeah, that is the one downside of the off-lane Nyx. All of a sudden there's just nobody top, and quite obvious a lot of the time that he is going for that gank. But it's a relatively low cooldown, can try something again soon.
Man, FNG again smoked mid, and with all the wards and sentries they're placing, you can see how much they're focusing on this Razor. They're trying to go on G here, but don't think they'll be able to close the gap.
Back, Van King gonna get clipped by that Torrent. He burrows in, a man up by DK Phobos. Very clutch decision, as he was certainly dead had the Torrent hit him. The other direction with the Lina combo to follow Phobos. Now worming his way through the trees, he stays alive. He's actually got an epicenter. Oh, the burrow strike wasn't quite far enough. He's gonna get punished for it. He will die. The Razor will end up also falling. Silent lives on 10 HP. Oh, they just had a little more damage. The Void did not have a teleport scroll. Chrono is ready. The nice P was there, but sadly, it's not the case.
5-man mid. How to deal with Spirit trying to babysit Iceberg? Bring it.
middle tower is under attack.
I think Spirit could have crushed them if they had brought everyone, but
yeah.
they were not ready for it.
Shakiro's not a hero that really rotates very good. Vega Squadron also... He's high level.
Tower is under attack.
He's pretty immobile. And Boy's going for more of a farming-esque build. He went for the Midas. So he wants to get involved later on. Just with that. Increased surge and makeup. But yeah, the fight was in a weird place for them though. It's at the tower, so it's hard for Void to really get there.
Yeah, it was like a nice burrow strike forward by Phobos. He dodged the torrent, he got 3 heroes with it, but it also baited his team into a 3v5, which ended up costing them. In the end, what looked like a good play on paper perhaps backfires a bit, but still, as you mentioned, Void is going greedy, so to be expected maybe that Spirit won't have the best 10 to 15 minute mark type pressure as the move happens bottom. Burrow striking into an insta-happy. No Hex available. The shackles take too long. He's got to spin around to try and get it off, and that's not going to happen.
The life as a Shadow Shaman in this game. He's 0-4 already. Struggling.
Good ice path here by Vega Squadron, but Afterlife is able to carapace him. Does not see the angle for the stun, so... As you mentioned, Venno goes top, he starts to set up shop here. Can anyone evict this guy? He is hellbent on staying there.
Trying to go for a kill here on G with triple nukes coming out.
He does not have mana for another Dragon Slave.
Dire's top tower is feeling
Plasma
its
Field,
mortality.
Fate Bolt, and Dragon Slave combo.
Radiant's bottom tower,
top tower.
is fading.
Venom is going to be claiming this one pretty soon. There's not really a way that they can bring him down without expending a lot of resources. They have to pretty much commit Chrono and maybe even more than that. This is a 1300 HP Venom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not really a whole lot that you can do.
Absolutely nothing you could do without the epicenter, I would say at this point. Maybe all 4 other heroes.
Tower is under attack.
And even to that end, he's got the raid drops as well. Very, very tanky. 2 tier 1s down, and T.Spirit meanwhile yet to grab a tower of their own. They're getting some decent damage on the mid tower and the bottom, but none have fallen as of yet. Still for Vega, they will need their Rasta wards, closing in on those. The Kunkka boat is online now, so those crucial support ults you mentioned are about to come up.
Yeah, this is where they hit their peak timing window for at least the early game for Vega.
Afterlife is in such a good position here. He walks into Sentry right as the burrow strike comes through. The Carapace will be procced, however, reinforcements have arrived and they come in a number. Spirit overwhelmed the opposition to take down the Nyx.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the level 4 Plague Ward steal.
So good as a Rubik now, so you can get that poison snake. Now.
Time to just go jungle and farm.
Or pressure. He could even just sit in this lane right where he is right now. Get his arcane boots up and then just park himself down here for quite a long time.
This is going to look like a little bout of tower defense at this rate.
Yeah.
Just ward on board action.
Go for me.
How's our Razor doing? He's got Boots of Travel already finished up on Iceberg, actually. Well, he's going to join those fights all over the map. So he wants to get very involved. Since his Void has Midas, he wants to be the one that's kind of leading the charge most of the times, while his Void just kind of sits back and farms when Chronos not up. But I would like to see Team.Spirit get involved with that Chronosphere soon.
Bird wants this tower in the mid lane. He's going to nuke down the wave, but Afterlife is there, looking to punish him. One more auto attack. He will get the last on the tower. No deny, but now the trap has been thrown. Goes for the instant TP out. Silent goes around the tree line. Doesn't get there in time, but the burst damage was there. The downside, of course, to that VOT's build is
Radiant's bottom tower
light.
is under attack.
Yeah,
There is
instead of
little
having
it
like
can
a drum
do.
or let's say an old club or something along those lines.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You got the tower left to the
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, Seoma and G. Well, actually, they threw a successful scan in the jungle on the Void, and they were looking for him, and they
Radiant's
literally
bottom tower is under attack.
They ran circles around each other, so they missed a small opportunity to get a kill there. But it seems like 623 BZZ knew something was up.
Well, the game slows down a little bit now. It's going to give our Sand Kings some catch-up time. Also, Team.Spirit did get the bottom tower, so closing in on his Blink Dagger.
That's gonna be very nice. Because he's gonna be like they're gonna have that like kind of dual initiation. So Sand King can start a fight, and then Void can actually wait and see what's happening, and then go in afterwards. Top lane.
BZZ is scared, and wisely to be so, as they attempted to boat him. G racing around here with the haster, and really did want to make something happen. Then all of a sudden you can drop the wards, go for a push on that tower, but it was not to be.
Yeah. Vega pushes towers much faster.
VOT trap! All of a sudden Iceberg's here instantly. Static Link is broken though. A whiff from Spirit. How are you feeling overall about the way the game's developed, Jan? Favoring other team, it's quite even here numerically.
I'd say it's very even right now, like especially because they got the two towers
Dyer's
on
middle
Team.Spirit.
tower
They
is
claimed the
under
mid and the
attack.
safe lane tower, the two
No
more
gale
important
can
ones.
stop the flames.
Team.Spirit still has their mid tower, but that's
The
gonna be
Dire have fortified their grove. Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Void minus.
We're gonna be starting to set up shop with the Plague Wards. Now the Shaman Ward's getting dropped.
Fear.
Instantly Vendetta stolen here by the Rubik. FNG not gonna try for that tower tonight
Bottom
though.
tower is under attack. There is
Oh, Afterlife though.
Meanwhile, up in the top lane, they were trying for the push, and as you mentioned, G and Afterlife will get picked off here.
Yeah. So first Chrono used with the Macro Fire on top, they actually
I
find G.
foresee the
That's
Radiant's top
very big there
tower
for
falling shortly.
Secret Spirit. Starts the Nest, ends at the table.
Some Dota team.
BZZ gets to clean up all the wards in the mid lane too.
Is a great conductor.
FNG has stolen Plague Wards again. It's one of the easier steals.
Yeah, it's really important to steal it though. You actually get so much out of it. So much pressure on the map.
So much farm as well.
Yeah, and you actually become a very farmed Rubik. He's actually going back to jungle and stuff too. Like he's staying in that bottom lane, just being a nuisance.
Big worry for Vega if the Rubik gets farmed, like stealing both the Nyx Impale, the Frost Awards, the Lina nukes.
Having an early blink, even just having that for disrupting those combos, very important. Tanking Blink Dagger now, 16 minutes. Pretty good after the start that he had. He's ahead of the Nyx Assassin.
Lull in the action here, but I think for Spirit having their Rubik with the stolen wards, the Midas Void, the Razor bots, all kind of slightly greedier or more farming oriented compared to the other way you can play these heroes.
Yeah,
Quite fine with this.
yeah. They probably have like they have the better late game draft too, so that's what they're aiming for. And if the game keeps going at this kind of pace, it will start to benefit them more, just because they're able to. The Venom wards are massive, just being able to take a couple extra towers. They've been very good on their warding and dewarding. They've actually taken out a couple of Vega's aggressively placed wards.
Okay, here, and Sioma the one to break it. Unfortunately, thinking was on point. Let's get the Torrent to boat off, but nothing gonna connect. He will slowly roast in the liquid fire. Now Afterlife coming in.
Max
To be
X
careful though,
stolen.
the X is there. Now Iceberg sweeps around. They have protection to deal with him. Carapace comes through, the Burrow Strike follow-up with the Ice Path, locking him into position. Again, the X, pulling him right back into the waiting on for Spirit, and this time, he will go down. FNG
Gee,
showing up.
he's owning. Like, his movements around the map so far this game have been incredibly good. And having 45 CS already, because he had the Ven Awards,
Radiant's top tower
he is
under attack.
putting the team on his back with these
Encroach
rotations.
no more. The Radiant
You're losing now as Vega. You are going to have a bad time later on. I mean, Lina, arguably like the hardest carry in the game, but everything else that Spirit bring to bear just scales better in the late game, it feels like.
Yeah.
And if you only have the one farmed hero, there's no like real counter to the Chrono this game. No Venge or Dazzler, even, you know, potentially like a Naga.
Yeah.
So
they don't
just
have
Chrono that one farmed hero and she is going to get shut down.
They don't have a huge save. They have the Rum, as you previously mentioned. But yeah, it's not the same as one of those like real big savers.
Eventually you sober up, you know.
Yeah.
And you're feeling the pain.
double damage.
Vega move in, smoked up, and make a play here. Silent is out in front. He's got the level 2 Hex. Afterlife tries to be the front man, but they do get the vision on Phobos here. He doesn't have the blink available. He'll burrow out. He got hexed mid-burrow. Now Carapace. He gets into the trees. Managed to sneak that blink out just in time, and Vega whiffed opportunity here.
So much
They
space.
won't get the kill. And Benji chilling in the trees. He doesn't have the teleport scroll.
They know he's there.
Oh, they're going to find him. So, though, like that low-hanging fruit of a kill. Rubik done for at the X, but it's only a Rubik in the end.
So far, though, I'd say FNG as a solo roaming Rubik has had more successful movements than this Shadow Shaman and Kunkka combination. It's probably the biggest downfall for Vega so far, is that the supports aren't really able to find the opportunities
Radiant's
that they
bottom
want.
tower is under attack.
Silent's been dying quite a lot with that. You know, he's got 4 deaths. Kunkka as well, 0-1. Not really able to get as involved as they'd like to.
Radiant's middle tower.
Spirit ramp up the pressure here. They are pressuring that tier 2 bottom. Meanwhile, Vega
Its mortality.
working on
Dyer's
tier 2 top.
has
So
broken.
mirror movements again.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
They are going to
It
catch out
fights for its
G
life.
potentially. No, he's X.
He's X, though.
So,
He's gonna go back.
get brought back to the top lane.
But this is a trade. Tier 2 for tier 2, and you're playing with Venomancer Rasta. Sekiro's just firing the tower over and over again. And it's gonna die. And mid lane as well is getting pressured a bit by DK Phobos.
Radiant's middle tower.
So I think Spirit is
losing
perfectly
its
fine with this.
foundation.
As long as they can finish off this tower bottom. Looks like they should be able to. No glyph available. Radiant and Iceberg
Bottom tower
snags the last
has
hit.
fallen.
Still a very farmed Razor.
Yeah, he's got his SNY finished up with bots already at 20 minutes. Pretty damn good.
Void's about to grab his Lincoln, so I mean... Oh, and... Well, meanwhile, FNG, just a casual drum, urn, arcane boots as a roaming support Rubik at 20 minutes.
He's owning.
And he's got 400 gold towards the blink.
Yeah, he's playing super well. I like that he went for the Chrome instead of the Blink Dagger as well. He's just got these small items to tank up and just to help his team. If he gets farm and levels, importantly, the levels are actually very good to get that high level of no field versus this massive Magic team lineup on Vega.
He's gone for the gold per minute talent as well, so the longer this game goes, the more this Rubik becomes a problem.
Yeah, he can really do a lot in these team fights with those spells that he can steal. Mid lane, DK Phobos is actually pinging out the real Yugen.
Benno
He
is
wants.
super tanky. 2,200 health with the raindrops.
He looked like he wanted to go. He was probably asking Iceberg. He's like, "Hey, can you bots in?" And Iceberg's probably like,
If we bring the Void and the Rubik, then yeah, sure, then we can go. That's too much to commit.
So now it seems like Vega's feeling the pressure. Afterlife goes back and he's queued up a minus, so he's trying to get himself the levels of farm. But this is a very Afterlife thing to do. He likes to build these minuses to get success in a lot. And this game, you know, he's an off-lane deck, so you want to be able to get that farm. You're not really showing in
Radiant's
leads.
top tower
Top
has
tower
fallen.
drops to the
Their
liquid fire.
defense has
Afterlife
weakened.
is set up.
Well, there's the Lincolns on the Void now. Very tough kill. FNG. Oh, that's a more doable target. But meanwhile, on the bottom lane, they have set up here on Iceberg. They've used their full complement of nukes, though, and he just calmly TP's home. No more disables to stop that. Meanwhile, Afterlife has been found out in the top lane. Bash. Down he goes.
Yeah, he just went to stop FNG's TP and paid with it.
They drop the wards here, go for a trade, but again, like you said,
Radiant's
trading is
middle
not
tower is under
really
attack.
good enough for Vega. They have the lineup that should be able to push harder.
Under attack.
Just this liquid fire just whittling down towers.
I foresee the Radiant's top
It's
tower falling
Pretty quick.
shortly.
I mean, they're actually bringing down the
Dyer's
towers at
bottom
the same
tower is
exact
under
time.
attack.
Even though there's a full set of Rasta wards and Venom wards hitting it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Venomancer keeping up to try to get some defense going, so at least he'll be able to support. Spirit doesn't want to get wrapped on, but here we go, Kunkka.
Oh, the chrono gets dropped. It's a great one on 2 with the macro fire coming through. They're not focusing the real U down. The Venomancer is very tanky. Difficult to finish off, but a follow-up ice path also on point. G will drop. Now the real U gets chewed apart by that epicenter. 3 fall. They have no wards to defend the high ground, no Poison Nova. It's really only the boat that stands between Spirit and bulldozing down in early tier 3. Then the way to the shrines would lie open, and this game is crumbling for Vega Squadron. He is still not really in fighting condition. He's down to 8 bloodstone charges, and they might lose more with the Burrow Strike again on point for DK Phobos. Connects once more. They've stolen the Laguna. Setting up for round 2. G's got to be careful not to overplay his hand. And that tower down to half health. Team.Spirit having their cake, eating it too, and continuing to pull farther and farther ahead.
That was a big series of events that happened. Team.Spirit just definitely playing a better team game so far. Their cohesion and the way that they rotate was as a unit. You know, they had like 3 heroes and then the other 2 collapsed from the other side, while Vega Squadron was... That was singular TPs coming in to try to defend a tier 2 versus this heavy team fight lineup. Slayer also on the Kunkka. Dude, he just ran in from the back. He just like, hey guys, hello, and just runs in as a Kunkka, and he just gets comboed up and bursts down, not able to get a good position versus that Chronosphere. Just definitely not showing like they're clicking all together right now with Vega.
They're going to try to play around the cooldowns here. Force their way into the Roche pit. They do drop down the Shaman wards. G getting the max fiery soul stack. And they'll try for this. But I kind of feel like Spirit could come and contest.
I think they need Silent to drop his wards. Sure. They should do this. This is good.
At the same time, though, Spirit still want to fight this. The chrono's up in only 15 seconds. It probably won't beat before the Roche falls, but it can maybe catch Vega on the way out. And VZZ, a bulwark in the front line, just confidently marches in. The Roche about to fall. Macropire committed, last hit. Gonna go to the Radiant G-Snake. Davis now the Poison Nova connects on 3, I believe. However, he gets locked in position. He's gonna die 1. The boat comes in. Time Walk available to remove all this damage, and he can turn around and chrono this Lina killer off a second time. VZZ making the plays here as G will get cut out. That's 4 heroes down. Iceberg grabs himself a double. Spirit chasing for the Veno. About to be a team wipe. Just like that, Spirit search further and further ahead. A bevy of fresh items about to be delivered to them. Bobo's clinking for maybe the real you can get the neutral tonight. No, even that denied to him as Iceberg walks away with a casual ultra kill. Give this man, if he wants it, a full BKB now.
Looking very hard for Vega now at this point. Even there, of course, they have, you know, not a good position to take a fight versus this heavy teamfight lineup on Spirit. They get full comboed up, beautiful Chronosphere on top of a Macropyre. Jakiro also gets a 3 or 4 man Ice Pass since he's level 15 on this Jakiro. So his spells are all pretty much maxed out. It's looking very tough for Vega to actually take any type of team fights versus Team.Spirit.
Yeah,
They just got the Roche though. They denied the Roche from Spirit being able to take it.
Wow. Small consolation, but they'll take what they can get.
Yeah. Not good, that's for sure.
Afterlife looking for a play. Just a caustic Carapace for now. G comes in, but the dust is there. They knew there must have been backup at the way the Nyx was playing, and they are there with the punish. Afterlife now on the run. The Carapace is going to get him out of static link range, but it may not be enough to save him. He has no Blink Dagger, and a follow-up burrow nets BZZ a quick double kill.
Oh my god, FNG is owning so hard this game. That dust. I wonder if that happened, but
I wonder if it was for the Nyx rather than the Lina, but either way, it just...
Yeah. I mean, they hadn't seen the Shadowblade debut yet from the Lina, so I think that was for the Nyx, but... Oh man, just him having the awareness to use it anyway. Just his positioning in general this game has been on point. He's been making all the plays.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
On quite the streak here. They win this one. They've taken 3 games in a row in CIS. Should be on track to secure that slot. Facing off against Empires, they find another good catch here on Sioma. They're going to bring down the Kunkka. After that quick takedown, the tower falls next. Team.Spirit zeroing in on a potential lane of Rax. Can Vega find a way to hold? This will be a difficult fight. BZZ with the 3-hero bubble. Likely trouble here for Vega Squadron. Ice Path coming through. Epicenter as well. Huge connection with the stolen turret as well from FNG. 3 more hit the deck, and honestly, it's looking close to hopeless. We'll try to split push with this Veno, try to rat it out with Vega, but you got to imagine Spirit will take this tower and then either back or get a Rax before the Veno can have one of his own. The tower down, but he will not be allowed to claim a full lane of Rax. Meanwhile, Spirit are diving. Well, maybe they've overextended a little. They've got to be cautious about this particular take. The Yule Scepter ends up protecting DK Phobos. He gets away. They've grabbed the melee. They hold the line bottom. FNG. They battle with those wards. Slow poking action, but it's not going to be enough to take a full structure down.
It's huge that they're already. I mean, they even got 2 base wards down and they didn't get dewarded yet, so Spirit will have a lot of information going into the next few stages of this game, but it's looking very tough for Vega to really do anything with their
and they have
pure magic damage lineup.
And they just have not, it's not like they went greedy and grabbed 3-4 Midases. They're not really trying to play for late game. They're very much focused on pushing now, winning fights, the last 10-15 minutes and snowballing, and that just has not happened.
No, the Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman for me are the big ones that I'm looking at. Just they're not really synergizing well with their teammates. The early game is really important for these guys to get their levels quick. They got it decently, but I never really saw them group up and like these 2 guys make their movements together. It was always like one guy going in, like Silent would try to go in, and then one other person would come in afterwards. The Kunkka would like TP, but it was one by one rather than this group effort.
Look at this. They're going to drop the Plague Wards just to deny a Shrine, which might give them positional advantage for the next Roche, but that is a long cooldown. Almost 2 minutes where they won't have the wards for what could be a fight about to commence. Spirit are smoked up and looking for it. Not too often you'll see the Serpent Wards drop like that, but...
Yeah. I don't think they really want to take fights. I don't think they can either. I think Spirit's team fight is infinitely stronger at this point. I mean, they're so far. Like, almost Aghanim's... He's about to have Aghanim's Scepter finished up on Sand King. This Razor's got 3,000 life, 550 movement speed at all times, pretty much. He's always perma-hasted. Void as well. Didn't kill off the supports, sure, but those cores are looking very difficult to bring down.
And the team fight just got stronger with that Aghanim Scepter, Madsa style coming for the Void. They'll take the whole shop at this rate.
BKB does come out for Veno versus a lot of that magic damage that Spirit has, but Spirit can do a lot through BKB as well. Afterlife now posted up in the mid lane. He's behind Iceberg.
He's got a BKB though. They have to completely chain stun this man to have any chance of bringing him down. And BZZ meanwhile is there. They carapace him to start. This ensures the combo comes through, but the chrono interrupts. No follow-up damage, and for now the Razor lives through it all. The Glimmer Cape protect him, gets off the BKB, turns the fight. Quickly moving on to the real you. He actually Static Links goes in on Afterlife. He's gonna commit for this Nyx Assassin. He might end up dying to a Carapace tail. So wisely, I think he backs away. But while that's happening, oh, actually he did overplay it and ends up going down a little sloppy by Iceberg, but doesn't seem to matter. The rest of the team still cleaning up Afterlife. Next on the list, he's done manages to get that Mana Burn takedown on Dynescore, doing everything he can as the Nyx Assassin, but he, of course, to buy back, won't connect with a follow-up kill. So a little sloppy by Spirit, but still another one part for them.
Yeah, the Veno ult is still something that's a big problem anyway, even if they are super tanky. Iceberg actually, like, even though he has BKB, he runs in. He doesn't really get hit by anything extra, but he has that Veno ult and Poison Sting on him, so he just slowly whittles down. They blew everything on this Razor to bring him down. Absolutely every spell was pretty much expended on him. The Braum, or the Boat, the Laguna, pretty much every single spell except
Time is money.
Cooldown.
Spirit are definitely in pole position here at the 31-minute mark. The better late game lineup, the better team fight, the greedier builds that have already paid for themselves and continue to pay for themselves moving forward, and the map control advantage, the Rax advantage. It is really all signs pointing to Spirit taking this game 1.
Yeah, Void even takes the 300 health talent instead of the 120 GPM talent, so you can tell they have a firm grip on this game. I mean, we know this as well, but they want to end the game within the next 5 to 10 minutes. They just feel that powerful.
Tanky now. 2,700 health on Faceless Void. Good luck killing him.
He's building, it looks like... Okay, so it's just a casual Ravenna, but he's building MKB next.
Gold is a
Vega might have to hold the top lane at this rate. Spirit have grouped up.
G is down to his Soul Bloodstone charge. Poor soul.
And it can go to 0. We found that out yesterday. At this point, HP has just not been a big factor. No item progression to speak of for the Lina. Sometime as they do try to chain stun Iceberg and bring him down, but they're not fully able to do it. And Iceberg actually has an opening here. He sneaks past that Chrono, gets onto the high ground. Perfect position to bring down Afterlife. Deletes the Nexus Assassin. All crumbling now for Vega. They do get a great 2-hero impale. Afterlife doing his best to hold the line, and this will force Spirit back on their heels. There's a Sandkeep burrow forward that nets them the Afterlife kill. Now looking to retreat. Silent there with the Hex, the Torrent, the pullback. They get him locked down. They might be able to get the Sand King kill. Yule Scepter follow-up, no support in sight. Finally, Spirit coming in, a bit
Radiant's top tower
of
is
an
under
awkward
attack.
rotation by them, but it will allow them to keep the full squad alive. They get out safely, 2 heroes down, and they will retreat. And they're a bit lacking here in the sustain department for Spirit. Very little regen on this squad.
I'm waiting to see the fight recap pop up, see how much damage Venomancer did, because he got a 4-man ulti. So, yeah, look at that. 7,230 damage from him, from the Poison Nova.
No pipe on Spirit, no mech. They're very bad at dealing with, or at kind of negating that Veno damage.
That's why I thought I'd see them grab like 1 or 2 pipes early on, and we now do see the Rubik put pipe into his quick buy, and we'll probably see them grow for maybe 1 other one, but they want bigger items. But yeah, initially at the start of this game, we looked at Vega's lineup and we're like, okay, all magic damage, we'll probably see some pipes get picked up. So Spirit is going to make that adjustment to try to be able to siege the base properly. But they didn't almost kill the tower. It's down to 20 health. And it still costed Vega quite a lot. You know, Lina still died.
Oh, FNG with the boat toss back. Not timed quite right, but still stealing the Gale now as the follow-up. BKB by the real you. Will there be a bash? Oh. Yeah, he gets it. BZZ with the punish. Didn't have the Chrono, so very fortunate he found that bash. Ice Frog smiles on Team.Spirit today. They close in on a follow-up team fight. They can move on to that tower potentially. Game's pretty far out. Laguna Blade committed, but they don't have the follow-up damage. Now the boat coming through once again. Complete whiff by the Kunkka, and he will get punished here with the Burrow Strike from Phobos. That long-range connection setting up for the follow-up of the Ice Panther now. The stolen boat again. Fresh for FNG. He's stolen it so fast he can't even use it yet. Still on cooldown for him. But they continue to hound that Kunkka, finally bringing him down. Another kill for Phobos, 33 to 10. That is pretty damn lopsided kill score. And certainly very accurately reflects the state of this game, which is Vega just getting spanked.
Yeah. They are getting
and they're doing that without Chrono.
Yeah, Lina down to 0 Bloodstone charges. This top tower should be quite dead, as well as the Rax. Venomancer dead for another 3 seconds.
You can try and rat this with a double damage room, but the problem is Spirit are just so far ahead in structures that they'll have 2 lanes before Lina even gets to their base to try and go for the first one. They lay down, range the wall as well.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
He's gonna try. At least he'll get that range Rax. He's already swinging back for the melee.
They don't even care about that.
Spirit say, fine, you take 1 lane, we'll take 3. Close this one out ASAP. Vega still trying to stall here as best they can. They do have the Nyx up to the north, looking for an angle of initiation. Tough to go in though. Phobos, no hesitation for him. As soon as G comes back, he gets caught out. X back towards safety. The boat comes through. The Venomancer all very well positioned. Gets quite a few heroes with it. Still though, Rubik R will help negate some of this incoming damage as Iceberg locks on the Afterlife. Able to finish off the Nyx Assassin, and now heading back to the top. The Chronosphere was there. Connected onto BZZ. Chopping away, hammering and hammering. Forces out the Bloodstone tonight. That will be 0 Bloodstone charges now for G. Looking decidedly mortal. They might lose Iceberg on the way out there. The Vendetta Strike, the Mana Burn, it's enough. The Real gets the kill. It's the Venomancer holding yes for Vega, keeping them in the game. They'll actually get a triple kill on the Real. About to complete a butterfly after that fight. But it is now 2 Blades of Rax to 1, so still a Spirit advantage.
Yeah,
not an overwhelming one.
Yeah, the Veno damage is just so ridiculous. You don't have like pipes or anything up. He hits another 3 or 4-man ultimate, but there was the Rum on top for a moment with the Rubik, and he does have no field to kind of negate a good amount of the damage.
Yeah, that fight was only 4,000 damage.
Only.
Not 7,000. The last fight was 7,000 damage. So. Yeah.
Quite a lot, but now they do have the pipe finished up on the Rubik. They stole Laguna on that fight as well.
FNG. Lumbering in, and now real sad. He actually managed to blink out there in time.
Slayer X'd himself instead of the Rubik by accident.
Suboptimal.
This Roche is dying very slow though. Void is alive,
and he's only 30 seconds away from Chrono.
And Sand King's up too, and he's got an Aghanim, so he's
They need
initiation
G here if they want to go for this Roche quickly. The problem is he's pushing out mid.
They don't I don't think kill this one. He's got 28 armor. They do not have great physical damage, as we've
I mean,
stated.
maybe if Lena had a double damage rune,
Yeah.
maybe you could try. That's not.
Definitely too hard. Oh, Spirit is now alive.
So I don't know if did Spirit not have a gem yet.
No, they did. They had it on the Sand King earlier.
Okay. They're gonna try to get FNG here. He's got the pipe. He won't get it off. That's a big loss for them. Now the Sand King Epicenter largely negated by this Carapace lockdown, but the Chrono comes through and Iceberg gets to work, wailing away at them from the boundary of that Chronosphere. He'll kill off the Kunkka to follow up that Rasta takedown. So Aurelio comes in with a butterfly and a head full of steam, but even with the butterfly, Venomancer will be hard pressed to out duel a Razor with 225 stolen damage, so he will back down in the end of Rubik for 2 supports. Probably still about even considering how farmed that Rubik is. He's at 12k net worth. But they also denied this Roshan to Vega. Now Spirit have to try and take it for themselves.
So you're asking about the courier? Take a look at the gem. Yeah, there it is. So Sand King had it, and he died in like this little nook on the bottom spot. So he dropped it, and Vega wasn't aware of it where it was. So they were actually able to recover it with their own courier.
Also, the Radiant Courier just died. I'm not actually sure
I didn't see
where that
was,
happened.
actually.
I'm forgetting to bind the courier hotkey on this
Oh yeah, it's not on my
generic
Kang
observing account.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, wait, my hotkey's not working.
Yeah, these are just like generic accounts we use so we don't forget to turn on Dota TV audio, but
Yep.
mistakes were made. Sorry, folks. 21k advantage. Still looking pretty grim for Vega.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting a couple more items and some decent kills and pickups, but in the grand scheme of things, it's definitely Team.Spirit way stronger than Vega still. It's just this Venomancer ulti being quite a problem for Team.Spirit.
They're smoked up and they're looking to make a play, but Phobos comes through, gets the burrow. He actually gets the jump into Vega Squadron initiation. They get force staff him out, but he's pulled back by the X. Will be finished off. Good pick for Vega. They need more to make this work. BZZ has Chrono at 8. This could quickly fall apart. Vega very hesitant, but FNG's trying to keep them around. He did steal the Laguna Blade earlier, baiting them in. Vega actually would have gone him. Yes, sirree. Afterlife there with the one hero impale. Now the Carapace coming through. This opens the way for the Chrono. BZZ hammering away at G. Inside of that Chronosphere, he also found Slayer. It's a little more lockdown to get a follow-up kill, and it will be the real you. The core Venomancer, the most farmed hero on Vega, pounded and surrounded, brought down. Spirit shrieking now as they've killed off both key cores. Looking for Afterlife 2. That'll be the 3rd core. And the 3rd hero killed off in this fight. If they can just keep their eyes on him a little bit longer, and he will drop in the end. That's a gem hitting the deck.
Yeah.
And Spirit marching down mid.
He tried to do the blink trick. He swapped his blink into his backpack while they were going on him and then tried to blink out, but with the Razor nukes, or with the Razor Eye of the Storm, he wasn't able to.
This might be it, Giannis.
Yeah, this looks good.
Looking at mega creeps for Team.Spirit. Unless Vega have buybacks, but those are on cooldown for anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds for 3 of their heroes. So a 2v5 when they're already outgunned, underfarmed, and they're about to lose a 4th. The end is nigh in game 1. Vega are going to have to climb quite the mountain. They'll have to battle back, take 2 in a row, and then take a best of 5, even if they somehow manage to put that together to beat Empire. It is going to be a long day for Vega now if they hope to qualify for TI17. Grab your coffee.
Have fallen and died. They were too late to
So Vega, I think that their lanes went really well, like just like the individual lanes themselves. However, their rotations were not very good at all this game. The Shadow Shaman ended up being like 0 and 7, 0 and 5 or something within the first 10-15 minute mark. I didn't really see the synergy come out between the Shadow Shaman and the Kunkka this game. They both really struggled and didn't